Okay, so I wanted to focus today on opening the heart, and so the physical heart and all the physical parts that go along with it. I can better take this off because it rustles. And knowing, as always with our yoga practice, that when we focus on something physical, that it also applies to the other layers of our being. So maybe finding a little more peace of mind or a little calmness after we go through the practice. But I came across this post from a blog that I follow. The blog is called Live and Dare. And the gentleman's name is Giovanni Densman. I get lots of feeds, lots of blogs in my feed, and some of them they're like, oh, I don't have 10 minutes to read this, but Giovanni's I always do because I can read it in like 2 minutes and it's good. So this one is entitled, I Was Wrong. In my younger years, I used to be very arrogant. I had to be right all the time, to defend my positions, to make sure I was uncriticizable. And then I realized, what a waste of energy. Eventually, I took the courage to start saying, oh, I was wrong, or I'm sorry, or I've changed my mind. And you know what? It was not as painful as I'd feared. Instead, I found that being able to open my heart and admit my mistakes was emotionally liberating. Trying to do the opposite was a self-created source of stress. Needing to be right all the time can be extremely limiting and energy consuming. Whether you accept it or not, the reality is that many times you will be wrong. So by saying I was wrong more often to yourself and others, excuse me, you will find more compassion, humility, and flexibility. You will be more reasonable, and the way that people relate to you will change for the better. Understanding how often we are wrong can make us be more compassionate towards ourselves. We see that many times we simply did the best we could at the time. And what we need to do is educate ourselves and grow and not punish ourselves and shrink. We will also tend to criticize others less and become more empathetic. So realizing that you're wrong is a good thing. It really spoke to me. I think I was that person, always having to be right. And maybe it's an aging thing or some part of the process, but just recognizing your humanity and being okay with making a mistake every now and then. Okay, so let's come onto our chairs. You guys are already on your chairs, but I'll get here. And as always, we want to set good posture when we're sitting in the chair. So if you have a couple of blocks or a couple of books, I'm going to put our feet up on something so that our knees are at about hip height. When our knees are lower, we tend to slump, okay? So just kind of getting that little bit of boost, that little bit of help to help us sit tall. Just pause for a moment with your hands resting on your thighs, and maybe close your eyes. And give yourself a few deep rounds of breath. You breathe in through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. And as you do so, make tiny little tweaks to your posture. So have a sense of your core bracing. Notice how your lower back is feeling. And there's many sort of positions that you can have your lower back, side bending, forward flexion, back extension. Try to have it right in the middle so that your bones are stacked and it's actually less work. Have a sense of your ribs moving with your breath. And maybe slide the shoulder blades into your back a tiny bit more. And keep your head balanced. So we want to have our chin parallel to the floor. And if our eyes were open, our eyes would be looking straight ahead and not down. Continue to work with your breath, and let's take this into what's called a sun breath, a heating breath. So this is just exactly what you were doing, breathing in through your nose and out through the mouth, but add 3 equal steps to the inhale. So 3 equal parts breathing in. So it'll be 1, 2, and 3. And then a long, full breath out through the mouth. So creating some heat. Inhale, 1, 2, and 3. And exhale. A few more rounds. Sipping the breath in, drinking it in, and sighing it out. One more round. Now, it's my opinion that the first part of practice is the most challenging because we're still transitioning from all the busyness in our lives. We're still busy in our minds, maybe not settled yet in our bodies. So if you're finding that, it's perfectly normal, and just keep bringing yourself back to what we're doing, whether it's the breathing or the movement. And eventually you'll start to flow with it and your mind will become less busy. Okay, so let's let the arms just hang. Really let them hang from your sides. And when you do that, just notice if you're feeling anything along the tops of your shoulders. If you are feeling something there, then that's an indication that you have some tension. Blindingly obvious, I know. But if we didn't have tension there, we wouldn't even feel the shoulders when our arms are dropped. So let's pick the shoulders up, not crunching them, but just lift them up and then drop them down. And lift and drop. Lift and drop. Maybe one more time. Good. And then pick your left shoulder up and curl it back behind you. Pick your right shoulder up and curl that back. So we're getting a little more movement now in the ribs as well. So picking the shoulder up, turning a little to the left and letting the arm come down. Turning to the right. Be turning and looking to the left. And then turn and look to the right. And again, just being observant in the first part of the movement as to how it's feeling, what your body wants you to notice. There might be a difference from the left side to the right side, or it might be the same. And then pick your left elbow up and just make a circle with your elbow. Take it back and pick your right elbow up. And the hand is kind of following. And just going mindfully with this, if you've got any discomfort in the shoulder, if there's a little clicking going on or anything that doesn't feel right to you, just modify, make it a smaller movement. One more time each way here. Okay, and then let's take the arms forward, just bring them up to about shoulder height, and then bring them down and a little bit behind you. Kind of swinging the arms and letting them float down. And what we're actually doing here is kind of internal and external rotation in the shoulder joint. So focusing on the ribs, the heart, and the shoulders today. Again, if you've got anything that you need to be careful with, of course, make it yours. Let's see if we can come up a little higher. So maybe lift the arms up about to your head height. Maybe take them back a little further. Good. Let's let the arms rest for a moment. Feel the circulation coming back in. And I want to pair this focus with some focus on our feet today as well. So I'm going to take my socks off so that I can really see my feet. So my feet are still on blocks. And I'm going to pick my left heel up and come onto the ball of my left foot. And then roll that heel back down and then pick my right heel up. Whew, calf. Pick your left heel up, roll it down, and the right heel up. It's like you're walking on your blocks or your books. Okay, so now we're going to go the opposite way with the foot. So I'm going to have my heel on the block and I'm going to lift my toes up and spread out my toes. I don't know if you can see that. And then do the other foot, roll up onto the heel, lift the ball of your foot and spread out your toes. Plant it back down. Just alternate a couple of times each way. Spread out the toes. Amazing what awareness that brings to your foot. And then I'm going to slide my blocks a little further ahead. I'm going to have to move back so you can see. And I'm going going to straighten my left leg. My heel is on the block. If you don't have a block, if you're using a book, or your foot could be on the floor, whatever is working for you, but really flex that left foot now. And my knee is straight. And I'm really pulling the toes back, spreading them out. Okay, feeling some connection up the back of the leg. And then go the other way with your ankle joint. Point the toes away. Feel the top of your foot wake up. And then flex again. And point. And flex. And point. Wake up the toes. Spread them out when you flex. And kind of curl them when you point. Okay, relax that leg. Let's do your right foot. So maybe push the block ahead so you can straighten your right leg. The heel is supported and your knee is straight. And just pause for a moment so you really feel the connection up the back of the leg. Spread out your toes. And then go the other way with your ankle. Point the foot. And flex. And point. Flex. Feel my whole leg involved. Quads working, hamstrings are talking. Good. Okay. So now take your left ankle and put that ankle on your right thigh. And if you can't quite get there, just lift it up with your hands. Yeah. And we're going to take our hands down to the left foot. So just give your heel a little squeeze with your right hand, and then take your thumbs on both hands and get into the arch of the foot. So I'm getting right into that midpoint, the arch of the foot. And just walk your thumbs up and down the arch of the foot. So come up towards the ball of the foot and then walk back down towards the heel. If you've got arthritis in your feet, just go carefully with this. But otherwise, we're just massaging, which is stimulates circulation, creates a little less tension in the fascia. And then get up onto the ball of your foot, and we've got 5 big knuckles there. You can feel them. So you want to kind of press your thumbs in between the bones, so in between the knuckle joint. I don't even know if that's called a knuckle, but you know what I mean. That big joint of the toes. And again, just kind of walking left to right with your thumbs. And then we'll grab your big toe with your right hand. We're going to do something called tractioning. So it's just taking tension off the joints. Again, be mindful if you've got arthritis, this actually might feel really good, taking the tension off. But we're going to hold on to your big toe and then try to pull the toe out of your foot. So I'm lengthening, taking tension off the joint. And if that's okay, try rotating the toe. So you're pulling the toe away from the foot and you're turning it a little bit. Do the same thing on your second toe. Give it a tug and then a twist. Third toe. Fourth toe. And then your pinky. And then just let that foot come back down. And notice the color of your feet. Looks like 2 different people's feet. Okay, so let's give the same attention to your right leg. So get your right ankle up. And start by giving your heel a squeeze. And then get your thumbs in the arch. And you can kind of pull left and right as you walk your thumbs up towards the ball of the foot and then back down towards the heel. We have this big arch in the medial side of the foot, the big toe side of the foot. There's also a little arch on the pinky side of the foot, right at the heel. You can feel that little notch. So maybe get into that. And just kind of let your thumbs figure out where they need to go. There might be some parts that are really, you can go deep and you can really squeeze. Maybe your thumbs want you to stay on one spot. Okay, and then come on up into the ball of your foot, those big knuckles. Walk your thumbs across a few times, back and forth. And then we'll traction the toes. So grab your big toe, give it a little pull, decide how that feels, and then maybe rotate or just stay pulling. And then your second toe is taking tension off the joints. Your third toe. Fourth toe. And your pinky. And then we'll put that foot back down. And notice the color of your feet again. They switched. Amazing. Okay, so let's find your belt or TheraBand or skipping rope or tea towel or anything that you have that has a little bit of length. Okay. I like to sit kind of at the front of my chair. It does remind me to sit tall. If I'm at the back of the chair, I do tend to slouch. So it's something that helps me. It might help you too. So we're going to hold onto the belt, whatever you've got. I'm going to hold it about shoulder width apart. And think about your shoulder blades now. So we're going to pick the shoulders up, pull them back, and really tuck the shoulder blades into your back. Heart's lifted, collarbones are getting a little broader. And then put some tension on your belt and slowly lift just up to shoulder height. And then slowly lower back down to your thighs. Tension on the belt the whole time. Feel the transition in the muscle groups in your back. Tension on the belt, inhale and lift. And then lower it down. Tension on the belt the whole time till you get to your thighs. And then you can release. So shoulders stay back, eyes are looking forward, not down. Good. And then let's see how the shoulders are feeling. If you can go a little higher, maybe take it up to about the top of your head height. Tension on the belt the whole time, lowering down. Feel my arms starting to kick in. Inhale, lift the belt, pull. Exhale and lower. And one more. Good. Okay, just let your belt rest on your thighs. And we'll sweep your left arm up. Just give it a little swing. And then end up with your left arm up and the elbow bent. And then take your right arm, give it a little swing, and bring it underneath. Now you might just get to here and that's all, or maybe you can get your elbows together. Maybe some of you can get your hands together. So whatever variation. The other option, if you can't get your elbows together, is to hold your belt. What am I doing? Like this, right? Gives me a little bit of help. But try to keep that left shoulder down. Try to keep your hands away from your face. Close your eyes and take a few deep breaths into your back ribs. So see if you can get your back ribs to move with your breathing. Notice if there's any tension building in the top of your shoulders. Try to keep the shoulders down. Maybe turn your head left and right. Crunch, crunch, crunch. And then let it go. Let the arms relax. Okay, and then swing your right arm. End up with it in front with the elbow bent. Swing your left arm and scoop it under. Whatever amount. Good. Yeah. Shoulders down. Deep breaths into your back. Really try to keep that right shoulder down, especially. It's the arm that's on top, so it tends to want to hike up a little bit. And just breathe deep. And again, maybe turn your head left and right. And then release. Bring your hands down. Let's take your belt again. And we'll just do the same thing and see if anything's changed. So arms straight, tension on your belt. Inhale, lift up to about the top of your head. And exhale and lower down. Tension on the belt the whole time. Inhale and lift. Exhale and lower. A little bit of work. One more time. Okay, you can put your belt aside. Maybe put your feet a little wider apart. Okay, so you're really solid on your feet. And put your hands on your thighs and come into forward flexion. So don't let the head dip forward, just let your back round. So don't bring the chin down, okay? Just keep the eyes looking ahead. Round your back, you're supporting your weight with your hands. And just stay here for a moment and try to breathe into your back. So we have 12 pair of ribs, and they're all firmly attached at the front and the back, to the spine in the back, the sternum at the front, designed to protect some important organs. But the ribs, like every other part of our body, even what we consider to be inanimate, our bones, they like to move too. So this breathing into the back, like an accordion opening and closing. And then bring yourself back up to sitting tall. Take your hands to the seat of your chair or the back of your chair. So just hold on to something. And we're going to squeeze the back. So the shoulder blades are your scapula. You're going to try to slide them in towards each other and lift the heart. Again, don't let the head dip back. Just keep the head neutral. But opening now into the chest as you squeeze into your back. And then release, come back to neutral. So this is a seated cat-cow. Okay, so let's do this with the breath. So let's exhale as we come into cat. Inhale, back up to tall. Grab your chair and exhale into cow, squeezing the back. Inhale to tall. Exhale, round your back. Let the shoulders kind of slump forward so you can open up the back ribs. Inhale to sitting. Exhale, hug your back. Inhale to sitting. A couple more rounds. Maybe going a little further each time. And then just pause. Notice how you feel. And then we'll take the left hand to the seat of your chair, the back of your chair. Take your right hand on your right thigh. And so one of the other movement patterns of the spine and the ribs is rotation. And even here, without going any deeper, you can feel the ribs moving. So keep your legs steady. Pull with your right hand and deepen the twist in the rib area, twisting to the left. Your left hand can hold on to the seat or maybe the back of the chair. Inhale, uncurl a little bit, facing front, and then exhale and twist again. Trying to stay very tall. So exhale as you deepen the twist. Inhale as you unwind. And again. Good, and we'll switch sides. So your left hand comes on your right thigh. Hold on to the chair with your right hand. Sit as tall as you can, creating as much space as you can between the vertebra. And then deepen the twist as you breathe out. Unwind as you inhale and go again as you breathe out. Back to facing the front. My block's in the right spot. So let's take this into a bigger pattern, seated sun salutation. So I'm going to add the arms, just going slowly, mindfully. So I'm going to inhale and sweep the arms up, maybe to shoulder height, maybe to head height, maybe overhead. Back extension. And then exhale, bring your hands to your knees and hinge at the hips. So we're not rounding our backs, just leaning in. So inhale, extend into the back. Exhale, hinge at the hips and lean in. So really opening up the heart here. Open up, stretch out your arms. Feel a pull right through your chest and shoulders. Again, bend your elbows if you've got a shoulder issue. And then exhale and hinge at the hips. Inhale and sit tall and pick your left leg up. Exhale and put your left leg down. Inhale and pick your right leg up. Exhale and put it down. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands on your thighs, leaning in. Inhale, pick your left knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale, pick your right knee up. Exhale, down. Let's do one more round. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Open up the heart. Exhale, hinge at the hips. So long spine, just leaning in. Inhale, pick your left knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale, pick your right knee up. And exhale, down. Take your right hand to your left leg. Exhale and twist. Inhale to the front. Left hand to the right knee. Exhale and twist. Inhale to the front. Inhale the arms up, putting this whole thing together. Exhale, hands to the thighs, leaning in. Inhale, pick your left knee up. Exhale, down. Inhale the right knee up, maybe a little higher. Exhale, down. Right hand on the left knee. Breathe out as you twist. Breathe into the front. Left hand on the right knee. Breathe out. Good. Let's do one more round. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Inhale, pick your left knee up. Exhale, down. Good. Breathe out as you twist to the left. Breathe into the front. Breathe out as you twist to the right. Back to the front. Just pause now. Take a moment. Sitting in good posture. Head balanced, shoulder blades on your back. Core a little bit braced. And then I'm going to move right over to the edge of my chair on the left side. So my right hip is sitting on the chair. My left leg can kind of come off the chair. Okay. So hopefully you've got a sturdy chair and you can keep holding on to the chair, but your left leg has a little bit of freedom. I'm going to step the left foot back. And this is like a seated warrior one. So we're going to try to straighten the left knee. Feel a stretch in your quad. And then relax it and bend the knee. So straighten the knee. So you're feeling it right here. Bend the knee. And when we're doing this work to open the front of the hips, we want to try to keep the lower back neutral. So let your right hip be really heavy on the chair. Good. Come back to the center and then move over to the right side of your chair. So your left hip is on the chair. I can turn my chair around. And my right hip is hanging off. Go. Take your right foot back a little bit and then start to straighten the leg. So bend the knee and straighten the knee. Just coaxing a little more length in your quad muscles, your hip flexor. So your hip flexor is, a lot of it is the tendons of the quads where they connect into your pelvis and your leg bone. It's also the inner thigh, and you might be feeling a little bit of that too. As always, our practice is just one of curiosity, a spirit of inquiry. Okay, come back to sitting on your chair, the front of your chair. Let me get my blocks in the right spot again. And then take your left ankle on your right thigh again. So just pick that leg up, put your ankle on the thigh. And this time we're going to work on opening the side and the back and the hip, the glutes on that left hip. So I'm going to hold on to my left foot with my right hand. Left hand is just resting on the thigh. You might already be feeling a lot of sensation, and this is enough for you. If it's too much, you can play with just bringing the knee closer, moving the knee away. If you want a little more, sit tall and lean in a little bit. So I'm going to turn sideways so you can see that better. I'm just leaning in. Ooh, there it is. Oh, yeah. So, we talked about wisdom earlier and maturity. So part of our practice is knowing when enough's enough. But there's another sister part to that, which is to have the courage to explore and to maybe become a little uncomfortable with wisdom. So I am finding this pretty intense, but I know I'm going to feel so much better for having done it. Okay, so my left leg is on top. I'm going to let my left leg just slide right over. So I'm going to cross my thighs. Yeah. Okay. And just sitting tall, swing the left arm up, swing the right arm under. Grab your belt again if that's not doable. Coming into eagle. Hands away from the face. The head is balanced, not tipping down. And again, take some deep breaths into your back. Feel the shoulder blades maybe move apart a little bit. Feel the back ribs expanding. And then unwrap that. Unwrap your legs. Just pause for a moment. Let your arms rest. Okay, and then we'll, same thing on the other side. So pick your right leg up with the ankle on your thigh. Hold onto your foot. And just decide where you need to go with this. If it's already dramatic, just bring a little bit of ease by bringing the knee closer, moving the knee away. Or you can lean in, not rounding your back. So if we can practice good posture when we're on the mat or on the chair, the hope is that it will become muscle memory and that we'll carry it forward into our day. So a lot of us are sitting these days, working from home or Zoom calls or all of that, and too much sitting. But now that we have chair yoga, we know that we can be doing things while we're sitting. Right? We don't just have to slump and grit it through. We can do these little movement patterns to keep our bodies alive and vibrant and more balanced. Okay, so let's cross that right leg over top. I'm going to move my block a little more into the middle here. Take your right arm out, sweep it up, and the left arm under. This might be it. Maybe you can get your hands together. You guys are all doing great. Yeah. Good. Breathing into your back. Shoulders are down, maybe turning your head left and right. And then unwrap it. Put both feet down. Just pause. And then let's do a few of the things that we did at the beginning. So pick your shoulders up, roll them back and down. Notice how things feel now. Maybe there's a little more lubrication in your back ribs. And then circle the elbows up, back and down. And maybe take the arms up, maybe just up to head height or maybe higher. Making circles. Let the arms cross in front. And then let your arms rest. Pause. Just feel all the circulation that we've stimulated so far. And then let's come to the sister breath, to the breath we did at the beginning. So still the inhale and the exhale, but in this case, we'll take those 3 steps out on the exhale. So a long, full breath in through the nose. And 3 puffs out on the exhale. 1, 2, and 3. Inhale deeply. Exhale 1, 2, and 3. So this is a moon breath, calming breath. Inhaling. Maybe close your eyes. Just marinate in the breath, loving that breath in, filling yourself up. And then pacing yourself out with the exhale. Make sure you breathe all the air out on the exhale. Notice your body's response to the breath. There is effort on the inhale. And ease on the exhale. Do one more round of this breath. And then let your breath just come into its own natural rhythm. And we'll just pause for another moment or so, just soaking up the practice. Letting your face be relaxed. Your head and shoulders balanced. Sensing your heartbeat. Sensing your hips sitting on your chair, your hands on your legs, your feet on the blocks. Just keeping it really simple, that you're just noticing you in this moment, in this space. And then slowly open your eyes. Welcoming back the day. And give the day a big hug. So let's take the arms up. Open up your chest. Squeeze your back. Maybe move around a little bit. And say, welcome back. Let your arms come down. Namaste. Thank you for joining me with our chair practice today. I'm just going to ask you to unmute and we'll come back in the gallery.